Welcome to the show. I'm Kathy Ireland. A team of experts are working to safeguard public health from infection by providing the most comprehensive FDA and EPA testing solutions. CEO Alan Roth joins us today to talk about Analytical Lab Group and its work with the antimicrobial, pharmaceutical, medical device, and healthcare industries. Welcome, Alan.
Thank you, Kathy, for having invited us onto your show. I'm very excited to be here today to have an opportunity to share with you and those that watch the show the significant role that we play in helping safeguard public health.
Well, Alan, can you please tell us about the history of ALG and how you grew into the company that you are today?
Sure. The labs that currently make up Analytical Lab Group have been in existence for a combined 68 years.
Wow.
Our origins date back 28 years to our founding lab located in Minneapolis, St. Paul, which today serves as our largest lab location. Also, it houses our Analytical Lab Group headquarters. More recently, in the last 3 years, we have grown through acquisitions. And over the last 3 years, we have acquired 2 additional sites, strategically located in the largest pharmaceutical target market segments, that being the Boston and the San Francisco area. It has been my vision to establish one lab with multiple locations that we can provide our clients the flexibility to use any or all of our labs, operating with common systems, processes, operating procedures, and culture.
And can you describe for us some of the industries you work with and the solutions that you provide?
Yes. So we are the dominant player of contract laboratory services in the antimicrobial market space. We have a strong presence in the pharmaceutical market space, and most recently we have started to participate in the medical device space, which we have a small presence but very growing. The type of testing that we are performing in our Minneapolis site really helps the developers and manufacturers of antimicrobial products, that being sanitizers, disinfectants, and sterilants, help them validate the efficacy of the claims that they are making on their labels for how that product will perform. And it's our job to provide them the data and information that's necessary to help register their product. Most recently, we've started to work with medical device companies in our Minneapolis location, whereby we are working with the designers of reusable medical devices. These are devices that get used multiple times in hospitals because these devices are extremely expensive and they don't want to use them just once. So we have leveraged our disinfection expertise to work with them to establish and then validate what is known as IFUs. These are instructions for use. And these instructions for use get used by the central cleaning and sterilization departments in the hospitals to make sure that these devices are properly cleaned, disinfected, and sterilized when they're going to be reused the next time.
Our reusable device lab is validating instructions for reprocessing reusable medical devices. So our goal is to make sure that we can provide safety for patients. And our lab is validating those instructions. So it's really important that these instructions are accurate and easy to use so that we can ensure it's usable in the medical field and that they can make sure it's safe for the next user.
At our East and West Coast facilities, we have primarily performed over the years what's known as on-site environmental monitoring, whereby we will send our technicians into pharmaceutical and medical device manufacturing environments and clean rooms to ensure that their environments are properly free of germs and microbiological organisms. There, we're primarily monitoring the quality of the air, the quality of the cleanliness of surfaces that they perform procedures on, as well as we're monitoring for germs on actual personnel, proper gowning procedures, gloving procedures, and those sorts of things. We also perform for the pharmaceutical and medical device industries the QC batch release testing, which we talked about. And finally, we are performing what's known as disinfection qualification testing for pharmaceutical and medical device companies, whereby we evaluate the adequacy of their procedures to disinfect and clean their manufacturing clean room environments, because that's something that they need to provide to the FDA and validate that they have proper procedures.
Alan, can you talk about your role in safeguarding public health?
Yes. I think it's fair to say that contamination control issues in healthcare institutions, infections by people in hospitals and nursing homes, are issues that are not going to be going away anytime soon.
Right.
Recent numbers from the Center of Disease Control indicate that 700,000 people in the U.S. alone are having infections while they're staying in their hospitals.
That is frightening.
Yeah, and 70,000 of those are dying from those infections. So we feel, as the industry leader in the antimicrobial market, that we have an obligation to work with our clients and work with the regulators to bring products to market that help safeguard public health. Let me elaborate a little. So antimicrobial products that are designed to control contamination and help minimize or eliminate germs are known as antimicrobial products. Those products are actually classified as pesticides with the Environmental Protection Agency and have to be registered by the EPA prior to being sold. Over the years that we've been in business, we have become experts in contamination control and infection prevention, as we've worked with the producers and developers of these antimicrobial products, such as sanitizers, disinfectants, and sterilants, all of which play critical roles in contamination control. So labs like Analytical Lab Group play a significant impact on safeguarding public health, both on the front end of a product development process, as well as the back end. And on the front end, the role that we play is to validate the legitimacy of the product performance claims being made by these antimicrobial manufacturers, as well as supply data and information that helps them register their product for sale. And then on the back end, the role we play is we perform what's known as QC release testing that helps ensure and validate the safety and suitability of these products, meaning that they don't contain unacceptable levels of germs or microbiological organisms. And I can tell you that every one of our employees understands the importance that our testing plays and the obligations that we have to work with our customers to help safeguard public health, and they're passionate about the impact that their testing has on that.
How we interact with Analytical Lab Group is Analytical Lab Group is actually like a support system for us. And I think the biggest thing that they provide us is with a lot of support in terms of if we need to have a big project coming in that we need more resources or something else like that, we can go to them and have their full support and get that done and accomplish these projects that we need to in a timely manner.
So here at Analytical Lab Group, it's important that the initiatives that I'm working on and continue to work on is education. And that education is really to communicate what our mission is. And our mission is to ultimately provide expert testing solutions to help safeguard public health and ensure product integrity.
Curatus Labs is purely driven by our mission and by our commitment to our customers. We focus on a collaborative approach and a partnership approach with our customers. While we are a contract laboratory and we do produce test results, more importantly, we are partners with our clients in helping them navigate, oftentimes hand in hand with them, the regulatory and the testing pitfalls that need to be overcome to develop the products that ultimately are put on the market to prevent infectious disease.
Alan, can you give us an example of the kinds of products that you test and how this prepares them to meet FDA and EPA standards?
Yes. Recently, and we're very excited to have begun working with Lightline Medical. Lightline Medical is introducing a technology platform that is going to be using visible light inside a catheter to disinfect, both on the outside of the catheter and the inside. And this is significant because catheter infections are the top cause of infections, both in hospitals, which we talked about earlier, where I said over 700,000 infections are occurring, But when you stack on top of that nursing homes, the number grows to over 900,000 a year. And they have chosen Analytical Lab Group to do the efficacy testing of the performance claims that they're going to be making for their product, because they realize that we are experts in disinfection, and also this is a novel, new revolutionary technology, so we will be needing to work with both the FDA and EPA to help design the appropriate test methods to validate what their product can accomplish.
Lightline Medical will be the first company, once we get a product on the market, that will be able to prevent and treat all hospital-acquired infections and all infections coming from catheters. We can do this without antibiotics. When we get our first product on the market, it will be in large part based on the microbiology that a laboratory does for us. So they will be an integral part of getting the very first product on the market that will eradicate infections, both prevent and treat, without using antibiotics, with using light.
So Curatus is a lab in Minnesota that provides services for GLP microbiology testing. They're also capable of handling larger volumes of microbiology testing than we're capable of handling here in the lab. So they will be a key and integral part of the design and development process of our medical device.
We want to rely on a Curatus expertise with the microbial species to help us identify and define the most clinically relevant testing setup, such that we can then go through and prove efficacy of the Lightline technology completely throughout all species of bacteria and microbes.
As the Director of Business Development, my number one goal is to assure that Curatus Labs is continuously maintaining, discovering, building, and collaborating with our customers, both existing and new customers. We are scientific advocates for them, as well as regulatory advocates, in helping them navigate the testing requirements that they need to build the infection control products that are so important in today's medical environment.
ALG puts its customers first. Can you share more about the process of working with ALG? How does that work?
Yes. In addition to being an industry leader, we have earned the right as what I call a trusted service provider. Yes, we ultimately provide our customers a report full of information and data that helps them either register their product for sale or validate that their product is ready to be released for sale. However, what we're really providing them is trust and confidence, because we understand the regulations, we understand how to execute the test methods that are a part of them releasing that product for use by patients. Building on the trusted service provider concept, part of the key to that over the years, we have recognized the importance of having technical, scientific, and regulatory-minded individuals engage with our clients. So we make conscious decisions and identify people in our business that, in addition to having scientific backgrounds, also have the ability to be client-facing. And we, over a 4 or 5 year period, as they're going through and fulfilling their scientific and technician responsibilities in our labs, we're also cultivating them to be able to engage with our clients. And we then move them into our commercial side of our business so that they can, on a very collaborative and consultative way, work with our clients to help establish the proper test methods and that are required to bring these products to market or release these products for sale.
What are your future plans for ALG?
First and foremost, we will continue to provide outstanding quality and customer service to our existing clients. And as we do that, we're always continuously trying to improve how we bring our services and deliver our services to our clients. Secondly, we are expanding our current service offering, mostly to existing clients who are asking us to perform additional services for them. Most recently, we're very excited about an expansion of what's called cell banking and storage services, whereby we are making master and working cell banks for biotechnology companies that are primarily working on creating novel therapies and cures for cancer. In addition to that, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that we are one lab, multiple locations, and we are currently looking at additional opportunities for additional acquisitions that will help us expand our service offerings as well.
Well, Alan, it sounds like ALG's growth is going to have a lasting impact on public health. Thank you for the extraordinary work you do. Congratulations, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I'm Kathy Ireland.